My name is Duddy, set up builds and stuff. I've got a full-on Arc Titan build today for you. We're going to be featuring Hazardous Propulsion, Storm Grenade. These two sound like a weird combination, but it's absolutely insane. Destroys champions, jolting Exodus rockets. Really good. When you pair these two together, the Storm Grenade does so much damage, plus the Exodus perk on the Hazardous Propulsion, just jolting mini rockets. And on top of that, because we're on a full arc subclass, we are going to be blinding everything. By the time you've watched this video, we're going to be blinding everything with our arc weapons, jolting Storm Grenades, jolting Exodus rockets. So stay with me, it's absolutely fantastic. So we'll start off with the actual Storm Grenade on the full arc subclass. You don't get this on Prismatic, but it's so worth it. A grenade that calls down a focused lightning storm, but when you pair it with the arc aspect Touch of Thunder, this enhances all your arc grenades on the Titan, but specifically we're going to be looking at the Storm Grenade. After detonating, it creates a roaming thundercloud that tracks nearby targets and fires bolts of lightning down upon the enemy. Now this one aspect is so strong for our Titan grenades. It's absolutely fantastic. When you pair it with the Spark of Magnitude, it makes sure Arc, Pulse and Storm Grenades have a lingering duration. It's just an absolute madness combination. And also going to be running Spark of Shock to make our Arc Grenades jolt targets. So Spark of Magnitude, Spark of Shock. You'll see in this clip also I am amplified, which we'll go into in a moment. Just watch how much damage and how long this Storm Grenade actually lasts for. You'll notice as well the enemy is getting jolted. Everything around that target is also getting jolted. But we nearly got half his health just from one grenade. Galvanic Armor, while you have an Arc Prismatic subclass equipped. Incoming damage from combatants is reduced while you're amplified. Shield Crush, while you're amplified or radiant, your grenade recharges faster and deals increased damage. Now the Storm Grenade literally gives you amplified most of the time. You'll see in most of my clips I'm always amplified because you're killing everything that's jolted, so you're going to get loads of damage reduction. Further increased charge rate for your grenades as well while you're amplified, so it's just a really nice added bonus. And you'll see again there, absolutely crazy how much damage it does. Now Hazardous Propulsion, I know this sounds like a really weird thing to add to this build. I did think about things like Heart of Inmost Light, but that's kind of boring. There's about 150 videos on Heart of Inmost Light on YouTube, if not more. So I decided to pair this with it. It's got the perk on the Danger Close, weapon precision hits or final blows have a chance to load a kinetic Exodus rocket. Activating your class ability fires loaded Exodus rockets, damaging targets with Exodus rockets. Temporarily increases your damage to rockets. 35% damage increase with your rockets. And on top of that, all your little Exodus rockets are all going to do extra damage for you as well. So it's an absolutely great chess piece. So you'll see in this clip again, I've just put a Storm Grenade on there. And what happens with that Storm Grenade is it's going to linger, it's going to jolt the target, do loads and loads of damage, and because it's jolting, your Exodus rockets that you fire off before you even use your actual rocket launcher, they're all going to do damage and jolt as well to targets around that area. So it's a really good combo. Now Spark of Beacons, while you're amplified, your arc, special or heavy weapon final blows creates a blinding explosion. Now between the aspects that improves your grenades and this fragment alone, I believe this really is fantastic for a full-on arc build versus a prismatic build on Titan. You really get the most out of your arc grenades and your jolting and your blinding on a full arc subclass. I think prismatic is absolutely insane, but for this particular setup, I really think it's worth it running a full-on arc subclass, a full-on go all-out arc, and you'll see loads and loads of amplified, loads and loads of blinding, loads and loads of jolting, loads of extra damage. And like I said, we haven't even got into the damage part of the rockets yet, but you'll see in this little clip here, all I'm doing, I've got my Exodus rockets charged. I'm going to throw my lightning grenade down, jolted, anything around that target will be getting jolted from the Storm Grenade and the Exodus rockets, and then a bit of extra damage from your rocket as well, and it works so good. So that little opening section of that video was just showing you how the build works, and I'm just going to focus a little bit on the lightning grenade, the Storm Grenade, how long these sort of last for and how much damage you do. Look at all that jolting going on, absolutely crazy, and it really absolutely shreds enemies, guys, this Storm Grenade with the Touch of Thunder aspect and all the fragments that you've seen. It's just absolutely crazy. Now Ergo Sum is another weapon that we could also add to this mix as well because it's arc. Spark of Beacons, or you can run something like Indebted Kindness. Both of these are going to cause blinded detonations because it's a special weapon. So it's really good, and like I said, you're always amplified with this build as well. So you've literally got this perk, this fragment going all the time, so everything is going to be blinded, everything's going to be jolted. You can run around with your ergo sum and blind things while you've got your arc conductor going, for example, or the Stormbringer ergo sum also works really good as well. Just blinding, jolting things everywhere while you're running around with your Indebted Kindness or another arc special weapon, or even another arc heavy rocket launcher, something like that. And you'll see the Exodus rockets, as we all know, it's been pretty well covered. This is just 3 damage. This Exodus rocket chest piece, the Hazardous Propulsion, is just absolutely insane for ad clearance. So this is what this full build really is about. It's about ad clearance for free, basically, with your Storm Grenade and your Exodus rockets. But on top of that, we've also got some really good strong damage with our arc rocket launcher as well, which we'll go into as we go as well. Something like Crux Determination, things like that, get an extra 35% damage on top of that with everything else you've got going on. This build is just absolute destruction, pure arc chaos, jolting, blinding, Exodus rockets going off everywhere, loads and loads of extra damage, blinding, you name it, everything's going on. Really strong build, and it absolutely destroyed everything in this Liminality GM. Really good. Now I've just got some little examples of it working against champions. You'll see in this clip I've thrown my Storm Grenade down. He's jolted. Anything around that is going to get jolted as well, so absolutely destroys him. Now for the actual grenade, what I do is I like to run stacks on stacks to get extra armor charges with grenade kickstart. So you're always going to have a Storm Grenade at hand pretty much most of the time. It does work particularly well. You'll see in this clip here, again, this champion just gets absolutely smelted. The Exodus rockets alone do quite a lot of damage, but then when you add that Storm Grenade on there as well, and again, a tanky barrier champion in the Liminality, forget about it, he just gets absolutely rinsed. Look at the state of that, jolted, blinded, the lot is gone. And again, while you amplified, the galvanic armor does give you extra damage reduction. And on top of that, you've got that Spark of Beacons to make everything blinded while you're amplified with your arc weapons. So you can run around, like I said, with your Indebted Kindness, get kills without blinding explosions, or you could use something like an ergo sum as well, just to keep running around. And while you've got the arc conductor going on this specific ergo sum, you're also going to get extra damage reduction from that, and you're going to be blinding everything around that target that you kill. And at hand, you've got that Storm Grenade that will literally do so much damage. It lasts for about 8 to 10 seconds. I just couldn't believe how good it was. I hadn't used them for a few seasons, and it's really strong. And then I know on Prismatic we've only got the Pulse Grenade, but the Storm Grenade with this setup is just absolutely insane on its own. Really good. And that's why we added the Exodus rockets on top of that, the Hazardous Propulsion, just to get even more out of this build. It's just absolutely crazy. Like I said, there is other options, things like Heart of Inmost Light, things like that, but I haven't seen one with the Hazardous Propulsion. I just wanted to see how it worked really, and it does work really good. Now for normal content, it's just an absolute joke. I ran this in the raid and you just forget about it, like just normal stuff. If he's doing a normal dungeon, it's just I don't want to say it, but it's just too strong, like overpowered. It's just an absolute joke. You'd really just run around and don't actually feel like you have to do actually anything. Again, champions, the Exodus rockets, just kill them alone anyway. So for normal stuff, it is so strong. I just want to quickly focus again just on the blinding. Look at the state of this, just blinding everywhere from the Spark of Beacon. So much ad control. Everything, again, you're amplified, jolted, blinded. Absolutely crazy, and you can pick your choice of super. I personally prefer the roaming super versus the Thunder Crash. Thunder Crash feels pretty bad without Cuirass anyway, but you can still run it. That's the only sort of downfall to the build a little bit, but I didn't actually find the roaming super not too bad on this one. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly skim over my aspects and fragments one more time. Touch of Thunder, this is the key one. I've already gone over this one a little bit. Knockout is a really good one to run as well. This will give you health regeneration on your melees and give your melees extra damage when you critically wound an enemy. Storm Grenade is really good. I mean, I suppose you could roll Pulse Grenade, but I find Storm Grenade for clusters of ads absolutely insane. Now, I've always liked Seismic Strike. This is instant blind, and it's really good for unstoppable champions. Really good. Spark of Magnitude, which we've touched on, your Lingering Arc Grenades, Lightning Grenade, and Pulse Grenade. Storm Grenade have extended duration. I also like to run Spark of Beacons again, which we've touched on. While you're amplified, your arc, special, or heavy ammo weapons create a blinding explosion. Absolutely brilliant. And then Spark of Resistance to add to your galvanic armor. While you're surrounded, you are more resistant to incoming damage, so you're really tanky on this build as well. Loads of damage reduction. And then lastly, really important one, Spark of Shock to make your arc grenades jolt targets. Now, what I will say is I will leave a dim link for this build, and I'll also leave a build card courtesy of my friend over on Twitter, Mr. Slayer God. So that's pretty much the video. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I did think of other options as well, like having most light, things like that, or some class items for prismatic. I tried Pulse Grenade, but it just didn't feel right, didn't feel the same. And I think the Hazardous Propulsion on its own outweighs some of the class items on a Titan, the exotic class items. It's just an absolutely fantastic chess piece. I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.